Well, we are now less than an hour away until it's officially Christmas, and many people across Louisville were out today to do last-minute shopping and traveling. Over 100,000 travelers are passing through the Muhammad Ali International Terminals this holiday season, and many more are hitting the roads. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team as we count down to Christmas. I'm Alex Dieterer. From travel to shopping to cooking your Christmas dinner, WHAS 11 Night Team's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Levi Hammer are tracking your holiday prices.
There are three things top of mind this Christmas Eve: travel plans, prepping for Christmas dinner, and any last-minute shopping. Tonight, we're not just tracking Santa, we're also tracking prices this holiday season. According to Gas Buddy, the average price per gallon across the metro this Christmas Eve is $2.57. That's down 31 cents from 3 months ago.
Well, I'm an old German guy, so anytime something price goes down, I'm good with it.
From Indiana to Louisville to Illinois and then back to Indiana, Randy Furman is preparing to spend quite a bit of time in the car for the next week.
Everything's pretty close, a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours. But it takes me a little longer to get up north there.
According to AAA, 89% of travelers this holiday season are choosing to road trip. For those opting into flying, a spokesperson for Muhammad Ali International Airport said air travel is going pretty smooth, with no major disruptions or issues this Christmas Eve.
It wasn't as bad as I would think, especially with the holiday time. I feel like they've been doing a good job of just kind of keeping everything in order, kind of keeping everything moving.
Corey Gordon, flying from Oklahoma City to Louisville, says getting through TSA was the only headache.
That was the line that I was like, okay, I might miss this flight.
But he made it just in time to start on Christmas dinner prep. And thankfully, when it comes to the dinner table, Louisville prices for some essentials are below the U.S. average. The ABC News Price Tracker says that the average price per pound of ham is 7 cents cheaper than the national average. Data from September puts Louisville at $4.46 per pound. Looking at pre-pandemic figures, the average in Louisville was $3.21 per pound of ham. This data is not adjusted for inflation.
I think everything's definitely gone up.
Clothes, cat toys, and Legos were on Serrata Rambrand's Christmas shopping list this year.
I kind of saved up, but I was more focused on bills and taking care of my stuff first. But I was able to make a budget and stick to it.
She admits, like many, shopping was down to the wire.
I did most of it last minute, and I ended up ordering everything online.
Whether you started prepping months ago or just days ahead, families are breathing a sigh of relief as they check their list once and then twice before Christmas Day. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
And if you're planning on any last-minute shopping, here's a look at some store closures and restaurant openings on Christmas Day. Kroger, Costco, and Target are closed, while you can still get your coffee fix at Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. Most major grocery stores are closed, and other shops will operate on non-traditional hours. You can find a full list on our website, WHAS11.com. A powerful storm carrying an atmospheric river is lashing the state of California. First responders have had to rescue those trapped in flooded cars and homes, while some have been forced to evacuate and get to higher ground. Cheryl Hubbard has the latest.
Heavy rain from Wednesday's atmospheric river is drenching the Los Angeles area, and it's not done yet.
There's even more rain expected on Christmas Day and even as we head into Friday, so you're just adding all of this rain.
This video, taken from inside a car, captures a flooded street. Rescue crews responding to a partially submerged vehicle on California's I-5 freeway as high water surrounds a vehicle stuck under an overpass.
We know it's the holiday season, people need to travel. If you need to travel, then leave yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. Don't drive through standing water. They say if you need to go around, then go around.
Turn around, don't drown, right?
Turn around, don't drown.
Wednesday afternoon, the LA area under a flood watch, wind advisory, and high surf advisory. In San Bernardino County, flooding rains forced the closure of some roads. LA Fire Captain Adam Van Gerpen says they pre-deployed crews in susceptible areas with burn scars from January's Eden and Palisades fires.
LAPD partners have been out there. They've been doing some door knocking in the most susceptible homes. They've door knocked on 126 homes, and we've been issuing evacuation warnings for the people in the burn scar areas.
Rainfall totals in Southern California through the end of the week could see as much as 4 to 7 inches in coastal and valley locations, while foothills and mountains could see 6 to 14 inches. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And here at home, we are taking a live look at our Metro Cam, where downtown Louisville is decorated in some red and green on this Christmas Eve, if you can see it through that fog. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell joins us now. And Mallory, it's a foggy one out there tonight.
It is. It's a foggy Christmas Eve. Santa's definitely going to need Rudolph's help tonight, because take a look at our visibility map. We have some of these deep grays here. That is dense fog, or visibility less than a mile. You're seeing that especially in E-Town, Bardstown, here in the Louisville Metro, Fort Knox, over into southern Indiana, even over into Evansville as well. And the reason for this is we've actually had clouds decreasing a bit, allowing temperatures to cool right around that dew point. We have light winds in place, and that is that perfect recipe for fog. Of course, it was pretty foggy throughout much of the day today. It's become denser tonight, so just be cautious if you're heading out tonight or early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, just expect some spotty showers or drizzle for your Christmas Eve night and into Christmas Day as well. So kind of much of the same of what we've been seeing here lately. Light winds, patchy light rain tomorrow, and these temperatures unseasonably warm for this time of year, looking to top out in the 60s. That's running 15 to 20 degrees above normal for this time of year. Now, we will stay very warm through the weekend. That is ahead of our next cold front that will bring winter back to Kentuckiana next week. We'll talk much more about that coming up in our 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Mallory. We do have some heartbreaking news tonight. 3 children are dead and 4 other people are injured after a devastating overnight fire in Jackson County. This happened just before midnight on Upper Dry Fork Road in the city of McKee. That's just an hour and a half southeast from Lexington. When crews arrived, this home was engulfed in flames. Kentucky State Police say 3 children, a 7-month-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old all died at the scene. A 4-year-old child was flown to a hospital in Columbus, Ohio for further treatment. Police say 3 adults were also injured in the fire. That's 23-year-old Tyler Monst, 22-year-old Morgan Johnson, and 76-year-old Florence Johnson. McKee Police Chief says the fire has deeply affected their community, especially on a holiday meant to bring families together.
December 23rd is a year that we'll remember, or anniversary we'll remember from here on out, especially the first responders and the family here. It's no longer almost Christmas time. It's a different anniversary. So it's a sad time in the community. It's a sad time for first responders and obviously for families.
Chief Bryant says he was off duty, but was the first to arrive at the scene and helped firefighters until more crews arrived. The cause of this fire does remain under investigation. Today, the Department of Justice says it's going through more than 1 million documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, adding it may need a few more weeks to finish the release of the files, despite the December 19th deadline set by Congress. The DOJ is also defending President Donald Trump, who's mentioned by name in some of the latest release. The DOJ did not specify which claims they believe are untrue, and Trump denies having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, saying the two had a falling out several years ago. Democratic Representative Ro Khanna, who co-authored the Epstein Files Transparency Act with Kentucky Republican Representative Thomas Massie, said they will, quote, continue to keep the pressure on. Massie reacted to the latest additions on X earlier this morning, stating in part that the DOJ, quote, did break the law by making illegal redactions and by missing the deadline. The suspect accused of shooting 2 National Guard members in D.C. is now facing federal charges that could carry the death penalty. Today, Ramanullah Lochinwall was charged in U.S. District Court in connection with the November 26th shooting. He is accused of killing Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom and seriously wounding Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. He's now been charged with federal firearms charges. A U.S. attorney says transferring the case to District Court allows prosecutors to determine if the death penalty is appropriate. The 29-year-old suspect had already been charged in Superior Court with murder, assault, and weapons charges. His next hearing is scheduled for early 2026. And what is a typical day of celebration is also a solemn reminder for LMPD. Today marks the 7th year since Detective Deidre Mangado was killed in the line of duty.
Radio to car 294. A moment of silence for car
Mangado
294.
worked in the domestic violence
Detective
unit, helping
Deidre
survivors on Christmas Eve in 2018. The LMPD detective was conducting a traffic stop on I-64 when a driver slammed his truck into the back of her cruiser. The driver, who was identified as Roger Burdett, was found guilty of distracted driving and was under the influence of pain medications. He was sentenced to 27 years in prison for murder. Well, a Christmas present none of us would probably mind, $1.7 billion. Tonight, the Powerball jackpot has soared to one of the largest in the game's history after no winners were selected on Monday. And we have tonight's numbers for you. Those numbers are 25, 59, 4, 52, 31, 19. Those were the numbers called. And the power play multiplier was 2 times. Again, that's 25, 59, 4, 52, 31, 19. And it may be a moment until a winner is found, if there is one this time around. Powerball said the jackpot has only been won on Christmas Eve once in the whole game's history. And the odds of winning, unfortunately, are 1 in 292.2 million. And it may be too early for this conversation, but before you toss your evergreen, the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources is encouraging you to rethink how to dispose of your Christmas tree. Their Christmas for the Fishes tree recycling program is back this year, repurposing used trees into underwater habitats. Donated trees are loaded up and tossed into local reservoirs and clusters, providing hiding spots for younger fish and shade within the water. The department is accepting trees from December 26th through January 16th at 37 locations across the state. And just a reminder to take the ornaments off before you donate the tree. You can find more information at fw.ky.gov. To get into the holiday spirit, we went across Kentuckiana to see the festive lights. Up next, 2 stops you won't want to miss.
And our unseasonably warm weather pattern will continue throughout this week ahead of a cold front on Sunday that will bring winter back to Kentuckiana next week. We'll take a full look at that 7-day forecast coming up after the break. And once again, here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $125 million. At Powerball, $1.7 billion.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.